Hey, shalom, shalom. First thing foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor as due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in the gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is the priest Mahalaya coming back with another lesson through the spirit. Just going into some quick words on vanity. How the life we live at the end of the day, like the scriptures say, is all but vain reasoning. Okay, from the time you get up in the morning to the time you clock in at the work, to the time you clock out, to the time you hop in your vehicle, to the time you go to the car wash, to the time you go draw your money out the bank and buying groceries. All of it is really vanity at the end of the day, because that's basically what men's life is just full of vain purposes. Okay, it just gets you through life. All right, now there's a balance to it, because too much vanity is wickedness, okay? But you have a certain amount of vanity, or a certain amount in vain, as they like to say, that's necessary in this life, even though it may not profit for your future salvation. But, us as men and women, we have to work in this society, okay? We have to put food on the table. We have to put clothes on our backs. We have to raise children. We have to pay for expenses, which is all vanity, because at the end of the day, you go to one place when you die. Your body goes back to the earth, your spirit goes back into Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, and what we call this vicious cycle of life. Okay, because clubbing, having a good time, drinking, eating, all of this shit is vanity. But like I said, it's a balance to it, because too much of anything is bad for you. Okay, so we're not saying that going to work is really wicked, okay, or going out and enjoying yourself is wicked, but most people don't understand how to distinguish between the boundaries of being vain and just doing what you have to do. Okay, like the scriptures tell you about a man that labor, that he loses sleep over riches, man. Okay, and the man that's consuming with drink will never be rich. Okay, so things like that, when you have an empire, like you got some, like celebrities, and Salakia, my allergies, but you got some celebrities that they whole thing just to get the bag, get the money, invest in thousands of properties, man, start $1 million businesses, and that's their whole life, okay, which they lose sleep on trying to get rich, okay, which is ultimate vanity, and it's wicked, because that's all their purpose is. There's no balance in it, okay, and they're not serving Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai. So this is just a quick pitch I pulled up, okay, with dancing, women, like just in general, getting ready for work. All of it is vanity. Like Jake, we like to wear certain clothes and shoes and hats. I mean, it's not wicked, but it's still vanity. Like if I go to the mall and pick out a pair of kicks I like, this is because I like the kicks and I'm not going off. But at the end of the day, it really serves no purpose. It's not going to determine whether I get on a spaceship or a chariot or not, So that's the whole point. Same thing with women. Women, their lives are completely vain, because their whole life revolves around attention seeking and beauty. Like a primary example, a woman has spent 3, 4, 5 hours getting ready to go to work for another man. And when it comes to her man, she's throwing on a sweatsuit and head wrap, So that's honestly, that's adulterous, and that's overly vain, and that's wicked. Because it's one thing that if she looks good for you and only you, then that's a beautiful thing. But when she has to put the same effort into going to the streets, okay, as well as she look for you, then that shows you that the attention is divided among multiple people. It's about validation. Prime example, I use this for an example, right? Let's just say if women prefer to wear slippers, house shoes, sandals, gym shoes, okay? If say, for instance, if she like, well, I like to wear my toes out because it's hot outside. Okay, fine. Understandable, right? But if that was the case, she wouldn't have to go to the shop every 2 weeks to get them done. Okay, because the reason why she gets them done is because she needs the attention. She needs the vain glory. Okay, because if you were just concerned about your feet sweating, or you have awkward feet, whatever, then it wouldn't matter if you had your shit all done and nice and soft, because it's just really for your comfort. But in order for people to be attentive to that, then they got to put the rhinestones and the nails and the perfume and all that shit, which is all vanity at the end of the day. It's all attention seeking, whether they believe it or not. Okay, but regardless of that, that's just an example. Same thing, going to the gym, working out, men buff as hell. That's all fucking vanity, man. Okay, there's nothing wrong with getting your body straight, but like I said, it's all vanity, because at the end of the day, the longer you here, you start to lose that, you know. So anyway, slack it for going on. Just had a couple of precepts here. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 1:1. So it says here, the words of the preacher, okay, which preacher is another way of saying prophet, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. This is going into Solomon. It says, vanity of vanities, said the preacher. Vanity of vanities. All is vanity. Everything is around you. Like I said, putting your key in the door, to hopping in the car, driving off, you know, to taking a ice bath. All of it is vanity, man. And like I said, it's not wicked, okay, because these are necessary things. Life itself is just vain, because the shit really serves no purpose. We're here to serve out our punishment before we get our glory, but it really serves no purpose, because you can spend 30 years on a job and they can let you go and not pay you a damn thing, or give you a thank you for your service, and you out of here. Like if you ever watched that movie called Brooklyn's Finest, it got Don Cheadle, Wesley Snipes. You got my man's what's this crazy dude name, man? Maybe an Asherite, but his name is Ethan Hawke. And what's this other guy's name? Richard Gere. Now this guy was on the police force for 30 years, and when he was set to retire and turn in his badge, he was like, well, is there anything else? He said, nope, that's it. He said, that's it. The commissioner said, yep, that's it. You know what I'm saying? 30 years of his life on the police force, the only thing he had was to turn in a badge, and they gave him a slip. And I'm sure the pension and shit like that would come in the mail. But regardless of that, he spent 30 years on the job site, and they didn't even get a man a thank you for his service. So it's all folly at the end of the day, man. All you put your heart on, money in, you work, and at the end of the day, it's all going to be destroyed anyway. Okay, so the point I'm making is that life is vain in general, okay? And the only thing that really purposeful is serving Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. But even within serving the Lord, we still gotta, our existence is fucking vain. You know what I'm saying? Because we all do vain things. Like I said, going to work, that's vanity. But it's necessary because you need it to survive, you know? So it says here, what profit have a man of all his labor, which he taketh under the sun, right? Because it's like, what point is it? It's no point in it. It's like, okay, you work and you die. You know, you come back next life cycle, you grow up, you catch hell, you live, you die. And it repeats itself into the coming of the Lord. Okay, and that's what our lives has been since the ancient world. Okay, which I would say in the ancient world, our lives may have been a little bit more meaningful because we were closer to the spirit. But regardless of that, everything is all vain, man. You know, like they say, you're replaceable. Everything is vanity. And it says, "O generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever," right? You know, the earth is here forever, but hey, once we out of here, then the next generation come. Once they out of there, the next generation come, and so forth. And it says here, the wind goeth towards the south, and turneth it to the north, and it whirleth about continually, and the winds return it again according to his circuits. Okay, and that's the whole point, you know, going into vanity. But a couple more precepts here. Sirach 2. No, it's not Sirach, Salakia. This is Ecclesiastes 2, and I'm going to start at 1. And it says here, "And I said in my heart, go to now, I will prove thee with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasure, and behold, this is also vanity." Okay, pleasure is vanity. Now, is it a sin in it? No. But once it's overdone, then yeah, it can be a sin. We're not saying that you can't have a drink. We ain't saying you can't watch television. We're not saying you can't play video games. We're not saying you can't walk the dog. But at the end of the day, it's just the pastime. Okay, and this is what Solomon is saying. It says, "I said of laughter, it is mad, and of mirth, what doeth it?" And it says, "And I sought my heart to give into wine, yet acquainting my heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I may see what was good for the sons of men, which they should do under the heaven of all the days of their life." And I like to call Solomon the Bruce Wayne of the Bible, okay, the black Bruce Wayne, because he knew all things and he researched all things, and he had to become certain things or understand the mindset of evilness in order to write about it, man. Like Batman, the best way he was able to become a superhero was to understand the minds of criminals. And I relate that to Solomon, man. He's like the black Bruce Wayne of the Bible, if you really think about it, because his exceptional knowledge, his wisdom, his talent, you know, and he knew these things. Like when he did the survey study about the 1,000 women, you know, and he realized that when none of them right, you know. So he said, out of a man, I found one, but out of 1,000 women, I ain't find none of them was right. And this was when women was somewhat in order. So you know what that means. you know. But it says here, I made me great works. I builded me houses. I plant vineyards. I made me gardens and orchards. I planted trees in them, all kinds of fruits. I made me pools of water to water therewith the woods that bringeth forth trees. And I got me servants and maidens and had servants born in my house. Also, I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that were in Jerusalem before me. And I gathered me also silver and gold and the peculiar treasures of kings in the provinces. And I got me men singers and women singers and the delights of the son of men as musical instruments and that of all sorts. So I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained at me, and whatsoever my eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, because he had it like that. This was a man that was able to do whatever he pleased because the Lord blessed him with infinite riches, okay, and infinite wisdom, which proves this was Yahweh Shai. Solomon's lifestyle was basically predicated in a foreshadowing as to the lifestyle we're going to live in the kingdom of heaven. Because remember, Solomon is Yahweh Shai in the reincarnation. It's cold-blooded how the stories link up. But it says, I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was the portion of all my labor. It says, then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit. And there was no profit under the sun. You're like, what profit is this shit? Because you living for the now, man. Okay? You living for the now. What profit is to go to work and 30 years later your back don't work? But like I said, because Esau, he has us so messed up to the point we have to live and plan for the now. Okay? Because the only thing we have to look forward to in the future is Yahweh Shai coming back to destroy this place and we get in the kingdom. That's the only thing to look forward to, man. You know, outside of our little temporary gratifications, you know, you may plan a cruise or a trip. You know, you may you may travel the world, travel the country. You know, you may be going to see a all-star title boxing match next week and you look forward to it. But once that's done, you don't even really think about it no more. Like we went to see the Note movie Saturday night. I was anticipating all last week for it. You know, I was excited. Then when it came to pass, it was just like, up another day. Here we go. And shit goes back to normal. Just like, okay, that small excitement next. You know, this is why we need the kingdom. Okay. And it says, and I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. It says, for what can a man that do coming after the king? Even that which had already been done. So basically he said, who can do what I've done? Who gonna do more than what I've done? Like, it's the point. It's already been done. You know, like when everybody was geeked because MJ dunked from the free throw line, it's just like, okay, I've done it first, so who else gonna do it? I mean, you had my man Dr. J, then you had MJ, Michael Jordan, etc. But I mean, that dunk's been pulled off already. There's nothing special about it anymore. I mean, it looks exceptionally good. You know, it's talented, yeah. Just to test you're talented, but you can't get the class record because you wasn't the first person that did it. Now, when you dunk from the 3-point line, which nobody's gonna do that unless you got like some super spiritual power. The men of the Lord be able to do it. But nobody's dunking from the 3-point line yet. So therefore it's like, all right, reach the next plateau. Next. You know. But he says, then I saw that wisdom excelleth folly, as far as light excelleth darkness. The wise man's eyes are in his head, and the fool walking in darkness. And I myself perceive also that one event happened to them all. But the point was verses 11, when he said there was no profit under the sun. It's like, okay, I've done this next. You know, you had every particular woman of every nation, multiple women. He had sex with all of them. He felt them all. It's just like, okay, this shit getting boring. That's why the kingdom of heaven is going to be full of new adventures, okay? We're not going to live the same day twice because every day we wake up is going to be something totally different. Even if you partake in the festivities the night before, the next day, those festivities is going to be a whole different experience because if you think of eternity, and you was to think on a third dimensional plane, you'll get bored real quick with your life. That's how you know that the Most High got to put a new mind in us and a new spirit. Okay, well, a new mind, should I say, a new heart. You know, because, hey, when you think of forever, we looking at it on a low level. We don't have a clue what forever really entails when it's coming to bring about the glory and the riches we're going to get. It's gonna be more than just building up new planets and worlds, man. I just can't fathom it, man. It's gonna be something new every single day, and you're not gonna get tired of it. Okay? Because like I said, look at the elites. They have all the money in the world, all the riches in the world. Now what they gotta do, exercise raw power over people by taking them out, killing them, putting them in slavery, keeping them sick, and taxing them to death. Rothschild don't deal with paper dollars, man. That's boring. It's like, shit, we got everything in the world. Like, what am I gonna do? Buy a jet? I got 1,000 jets. I'm gonna buy a fucking this Bentley, Rolls Royce. I mean, they own dealerships. So it's just like driving all these cars. That's boring to them. So that next level we need to try to take over the heavens. Okay, we need to try to take over the Most High. That's when we gonna get fulfilled. But even then, they would never be fulfilled, because the scriptures say, "We have stolen till you've had enough." This man would never be satisfied, man. Okay. Next precept, next sept. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 9. And I'm going to start at 7. It says, "Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with a merry heart. For the power now accepteth thy works. Let thy garments be always white, and let thy head lack no ointment. And live joyfully with the wife of whom thou lovest all the days of thy life. Of thy vanity," right? Vanity. Getting married is vain. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting married. Having children is vanity, but there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, but it's just like at the end of the day, just like you're dealing with the now. That's not going to stop you from going to the grave, Lord's will. The scriptures say here, some will not taste death. But overall, the sentence over mankind under this derelict state is death. So yeah, you get married, you may meet your so-called high school sweetheart when you're 17, you may be with her till you're 85. Y'all may die together, but that's the point. Y'all live the fulfilling life, so to speak. Then y'all gave up the spirit, then you go back to the spirit world just to come back and live out a whole nother punishment. It's all vanity, all right? Not saying you don't do it, but it's vanity. It says, "Love is all the days of thy life of thy vanity, which he giveth thee under the sun, all the days of thy vanity. For that is thy portion in this life, and thy labor which thou takest under the sun." Okay, so that's the point, man. That's just this life. The life is just vain, man. Point blank, period. Like I'm finna do some vain shit now. I'm finna eat. I need to eat to live, but shit, still watching TV or something. Watching videos. That's not vanity. That's spiritual, but still. You brothers get the drift, all right? So I want to look up the word vanity, and it goes into the word ha-balah. Ha-ba, it's the ha, the ba, and the la. They say habel, but it's ha-balah. Those are the Hebrew characters. It goes in vapor, breath, vapor, vanity. Let's go a little deeper. Look up, bingo, conceit, futility. Okay? Conceits, conceitedness, self-conceit, narcissism. Okay, yeah, man, I'm going to get the bag. I'm fine, I'm sexy. Like, you got these insta thoughts, or these females out here. Females, as my man Black Ram called them, female. They all fascinated with their looks, man. They wear the cum catchers, which is those thick eyelashes, man. They wear all the freaking makeup. They got to have their ass out. The cleavage is showing, the legs are showing. They got their toes all done up. It's all vanity at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's all to attract men, But regardless of it, it says self-conceit, narcissism, self-love, self-admiration, self-regard. That's clearly the case here. Scriptures say men should be lovers of themselves, right? Self-absorption, self-obsession, self-centeredness, egotism, egocentrism, egomania, pride, haughtiness, arrogance, boastfulness, swagger, imperiousness, cockiness, pretension, affectation, air, show, ostentation. I like that word, ostentation. I'm going to use that. Vainglory, braggadio, modesty, futility, uselessness, pointless. That's the real definition we want. It says pointlessness, worthlessness, purposelessness, idleness, fruitfulness, profitlessness, right? Like you play a video game for 8 hours. That shit is unprofitable. Only thing it's doing is passing time to keep your mind occupied, and you may get good at the game, but what good is your Call of Duty level or your NBA 2K level gonna do to get you on a chariot? Not a damn thing, So I'm in it there giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakadash. With that, Shalom, Shalom.